The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. These guys can't go about like 3 seconds without saying a swear, so, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Alright, little buddies, you gotta go fast, because it's the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Fuck, how many more catchphrases can I shove into this intro?
Way past cool, chili
There you
dogs, fastest thing alive.
Yeah. So this is the Ink and Paint Club podcast. I'm your host, JD, and unfortunately Kyle had to go to work, so he couldn't be with us here tonight. But in his stead, we have the ever lovely Mr. Dustin.
Hello, it's me, Mr. Dustin.
And also...
Please, Mr. Dustin was my father.
Is he now?
No.
Okay. And also joining us is the devilishly handsome Mr. Matt.
Hello again.
Yay! Matt and Dustin are back. Yeah. And
Talking about OK K.O. again.
Yeah. I decided I wanted to do a little bonus episode this week because I was giggling like an idiot watching the new episode of K.O. because they crossed over with Sonic the Hedgehog, you guys.
The episode was unrelated to the giggling like an idiot. It just happened to be.
No, yeah. I just sit in a dark room and do that normally, but
it just happened to work out this time.
Yeah. So yeah, the rumor is true. OK K.O. crossed over with Sonic the Hedgehog. And,
wowie, kabowie.
And man, it is just shoved to the brim with Sonic references.
God, just wall to wall and just tons of deep cuts. Like, there's all the obvious stuff, but man, there's some stuff in there that
there's old Genesis era Sonic jokes, there's
comic
modern Sonic
stuff.
jokes, there's Sonic cartoon jokes.
Sonic the Hedgehog was there.
Yeah, he was. And Tails Miles Prower. I don't know, fuck it.
Prower.
Yeah, there you go, Prower.
Per hour. That's it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like miles per hour. That's pretty clever, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. So yeah, KO has had I'd say a good habit of doing crossover episodes. Obviously, you got the big Cartoon Network crossover that we talked about.
Crossover Nexus, yeah. There's
back.
Captain Planet, Ghoul School. They crossed over with Ian's webcomic. Yeah.
To give the webcomic a proper ending.
Yeah. They crossed over with Mighty Magiswords, not in OK K.O.
On their own show.
Yeah.
One of the last few episodes, they did make a mention of Rad going to Magiswords.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, they actually reference back to it.
I haven't caught up on OK K.O. in a bit, but I definitely made sure to not miss this episode because it's
definitely.
How could you?
Because I remember it was either last year or earlier this year. There was like a little screenshot of KO meeting Sonic and Tails, and everyone thought it was like a joke, or like just a really well done hoax or whatever. And then just like little bits and pieces of the little cutouts they do on the curb for the credits. The stuff was getting leaked about that.
Yeah.
And then they just a couple weeks ago, I think at Comic-Con, right? Or maybe it was recently, but they were like, "Yep, this is a thing. It's airing in a couple weeks."
Yeah, I think it was Comic-Con. They just released a clip, and everyone was like, "Wow!"
Yeah. So, honestly, there is no real setup for why Sonic exists in this universe.
No, there is. He says he goes there because he thinks that they have the greatest chili dogs in the galaxy, or whatever it was.
In the multiverse.
He specifically brings up multiverse.
But I mean, it's just there because Ian probably loves Sonic and wanted Sonic to be in his show, because I think he just uses an excuse. He uses KO as an excuse to cross over things.
You can tell he wants to make a Sonic cartoon so bad.
Oh god, I would love it if Ian made a Sonic cartoon.
You know what? I mean, apparently OK K.O. is wrapping up pretty soon. They did tweet out that their the series finale is airing sometime this year. So
yeah, and
if
then
they're gonna,
that really
bums
sad.
me out.
yeah, I love this show, and it's at least they're getting like a proper ending though. Like they know for sure.
Yeah, that's nice. At least they know their ending, so they can wrap up their storyline. But it does make me sad because I like this show.
Yeah,
it's like
and
one of my favorite
it seems
shows.
like such a shame. It seems like such a shame that it kind of gets it sucks to compare shows, but it kind of sucks that compared to other Cartoon Network shows, it kind of gets the short end of the stick as far as seasons go. Yeah. Just because, like, so many other Cartoon Network shows, like, even Steven Universe, like, I'm not trying to sling shade at Steven Universe, but
not
especially
after that,
especially with that last season finale, you'd think that would be a good point to wrap it up, but no, it's still getting more.
Well, it's getting a movie and at least one more season. There's some stuff that anyway, that's a whole topic.
Yeah,
that's a whole other topic.
I'm totally with Dustin on that. Steven Universe, I think, has made a good. It could end right now, and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Movie, whatever, because it's like a time jump. But like, I would be happy if Steven Universe ended. But I am also very sad that KO is going to be ending this year because it's a good show.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like this show deserves it and this show doesn't. Every show deserves to go as long as it can so they can get the most out of their universe and characters.
Right. But let's enjoy KO while he's still with us and him meeting apparently his idol, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I mean, he's everyone's idol.
Apparently everybody knows him.
I mean, everyone does know him.
The fucking kids he runs over coming into the store know him, and apparently Boxman was college roommates with Eggman.
Yeah.
One of the kids at the beginning is carrying a Sonic the Hedgehog comic, one of Ken Pender's gems, no doubt.
Is it one of Pender's comics? I know I read it's Sonic Quest #2, but I didn't look up any information beyond that.
I mean, it was 90s Sonic Archie's comic.
That's what I saw.
Pender's.
I don't know if it was Pender's.
Yes, that is a Pender's.
Oh boy. Then luckily that's the only Pender's reference in the whole episode then.
Well, that was before Ken Pender's kind of went off the deep end. That was back when Pender's was still kind of considered goodish for Sonic.
Competent.
So, yeah.
Competent's a good word.
It was before the children reading the comic could be like, wait a minute, this shit sucks.
God, they live in a universe where, like, the Sonic comic never got bad, and I want to live there.
When is OK K.O. going to cross over with the Lara Sue Chronicles?
Oof.
That's why they're ending.
Right.
Gotta go out on a high note after all.
Oh, God. But you got a little adventure with KO teaming up with Sonic and Tails because
a Sonic adventure.
A Sonic adventure.
To battle.
Oh my
God. Epic
God.
reference.
Because they gotta rescue Rad Needed because Daryl and Jethro kidnapped them on accident.
You mean Scratch and Grounder?
Scratch and Grounder. Yeah.
I know, he does the whole laugh and everything.
See, okay.
Jethro's got the shreds.
We talked a little bit this before we started recording, but I have never actually sat down and watched Adventures of Sonic or Sonic Sat AM. So a lot of those
Sonic
references, we don't talk about Underground.
Everyone, leave in the comments how much you want JD to watch those so that he can do an episode.
Oh, God.
We have to do an episode on each episode of Sonic Underground.
Just do a Let's Watch.
Just do a whole offshoot of Ink and Paint Club podcast. Just review every episode of every Sonic cartoon.
Oh, God.
Sonic Underground vlogs.
I don't think I have the willpower.
That's when you quit the podcast industry.
Right. But yeah, so a lot of the Sonic cartoon references went right over my head. I had to I watched a video earlier today of like, here's all the references you missed in this episode. So, but a lot of the ones that pertain to like the video games, and I caught the one that was from the Sonic OVA.
God, those were my favorite references just because.
Yeah,
and I wasn't on I wasn't on the episode with the Sonic OVA, and I wish I were because I could talk for like a whole day on how much I love that thing, and I'm glad the references they put in here, like just the whole ending is just a reference to the ending of the Sonic OVA, and then they have like the bit with him like on the beach chair, like with his drink and stuff.
Was I on that episode? I don't remember. I don't think I was, but I wanted to.
Every episode is a blur to me.
Yeah.
Oh, blur.
Whoa.
Oh, references.
But yeah, this episode is just like, how many Sonic references can you spot?
7.
I what? Oh, all right. Well, you know, I was kind of sad that they couldn't use any of the actual music from Sonic.
They were good illusions, though.
See, that's the thing. I found the SoundCloud to the person who does all the music for KO, because they'll put up like here's all the music from this certain episode. They have one up for the Sonic episode, and it's like it's not the actual Sonic music, but it's like it's got some.
You can tell what they're supposed to be.
You emulated the Genesis music like really well, and I'm like,
yeah.
I get down with this.
Yeah, like specifically they did like semi-recreations of Starlight Zone from Sonic 1, Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2, and then the
opening beach level from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, Emerald Coast, that's what I was trying to remember.
Emerald Coast, yeah.
Yeah, from Adventure 1.
There's a lot of little things. I love that they actually got to use all of the actual Genesis sound effects.
Yeah.
So all the ring noises, all the bumpers, all the...
My favorite bit of them using the sound effects was there's a bit where Sonic shoves Tails off screen, and you hear like the dying sound effect of like, and then like he comes back like from the top of the stage, like floating with his tails, like in the games. Like that was pretty fun.
Weird Tails.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got all these references, but I'm sure you guys can speak to the other stuff, but there's a lot of like real deep cut stuff, especially when it comes to like the non-video game media references. I did like that this was kind of a reunion for Sonic and Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
Like they did this.
Apparently the whole one of the partial casting decisions with them getting Jim Cummings for Boxman is because he'd previously done Robotnik, and because Boxman is such a allusion to that character.
Yeah. I just love that they just brought these two together, and even as I found out, made some allusions to Jim Cummings' time as Eggman in the old cartoons, and he was like repeating some of his old lines. So that was cute.
It's funny. Jim Cummings actually didn't voice him in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was just Sad AM, but he was going to voice him in Adventures of. He was him in the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he was he technically played both Robotniks at some point.
Right. It's still kind of a neat little throwback definitely. There.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what I was going to say, so please continue.
I mean, I feel like we're not touching a lot on the plot, but only because the plot is so light.
Yeah.
In this episode, it's literally just like Rad Nina got kidnapped, go save them, and we're gonna throw a bunch of Sonic references into it.
KO fanboys over Sonic. Tails thinks he's being replaced.
I did kind of like when they're trying to teach when Sonic is trying to teach KO how to do the spin dash. But he's like doing it wrong, so Tails actually takes pity on him. Yeah. And I like the little flashback they do, like the Sonic 2 flashback of Tails meeting Sonic for the first time.
Yeah,
I think that's directly from Sonic Adventure. Like in OK K.O. they have him in Emerald Hill Zone from Sonic 2, but I think like that exact scene happened in Sonic Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I recall that, but I know like that was definitely that. I think it was. I read it was like a reference to them meeting. Like they describe it in the manual for Sonic 2 or something, and so this is the first time that we really like see that encounter, which is pretty neat. But of course, outside of the games or whatever. But
right, yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, references abound, everybody.
That's really what the whole episode is. Like they said, it's light on plot, but it's just you're basically watching it to see like how many references they can throw out to all the games and cartoons, and even a forward nod to the movie. There's a bit in there where you know the one I'm talking about.
Ralphio thing.
Yeah, where Sonic goes, "He's the worst," and he's the thing with his hand, like John Ralphio, because Ben Schwartz is voicing Sonic in the movie.
When he did that the first time, I was like, that sounds really familiar. And then when I watched like here's the references you missed video, and it's like, oh yeah, that's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec because Ben Schwartz is gonna play Sonic in the movie. It's like, oh wow, that's it's kind of a deep cut right there. that's a reference you got to think about for a sec.
That's a reference to a thing that hasn't even technically happened yet. So
yeah,
remember they're having to go back and rework everything.
That's a reference to something you might not want to think about.
It would have been a more timely reference if the movie didn't get pushed back.
That's true.
Which I'm just gonna say right now, whenever that movie does eventually come out, I'm doing a review of it because I need to see how horrible it is.
Please, I want to come back for that one. Please,
it's gonna be so bad.
No, it's gonna listen. It might be bad, but it's definitely gonna be entertaining.
Oh god, this is like it's one of those movies like I want to get like super trashed and watch it because it's gonna be hilarious how bad it is. Which, speaking of movies that are gonna be bad, Dustin, I heard rumor that you're being dragged to the Dora movie this weekend.
Boy, am I. Well, here's the thing. I told him I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this weekend. I'm not paying full price for that. I will see it on Discount Tuesday, though.
There you go.
How could a movie where Danny Trejo voices Boots be bad?
That's a good point.
When they decided that, hey, let's take this preschool show and make it we're going to put her in high school.
Listen, if this means that it's the precursor to a cinematic universe and, like, they do a Blue's Clues movie next and, like, then it'll be a
Blue was actually, like, this giant, like, fucking Labrador, but it's all, they had to paint it blue and shit.
We're here to talk to you about the Nick Jr. Initiative.
Bob the Builder's going to show up.
Yeah. Little Bear.
Well, like, speaking of, like, cinematic universes, like, K.O. is, like, officially the nexus for all...
The crossover nexus.
Yeah. Like, literally, they didn't have an episode called Crossover Nexus, but, like, literally all of Cartoon Network, now Sonic, and technically Mario, because there's a joke where K.O.'s showing him all his fan art. The last one's, here's you winning the summer and winter games, and just Mario crying off of the corner.
He says, I lost.
So, no. K.O. is just like the focal point for all fictional universes now, apparently.
Hey, that's fine by me. It works well with it.
It kind of makes sense since so Sonic says
that's no good.
Garz has the best chili dogs in the multiverse. So I wonder if K.O.'s world is kind of like the nexus in the multiverse, because even heroes from other universes like Sonic have POW cards in that universe.
That's true, yeah, because Garnet has a POW card. And
Garnet has, and Garnet and Captain Planet, and they each have, like, Captain Planet's is the power level of Earth,
world.
and then Garnet's is the power level of Ruby and Sapphire. So,
right.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Tails have a POW card? They didn't show his.
I'm sure it's like one of the common cards. Like, there's so many of them, you know.
Sonic is a holofoil.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool would it be if they made real POW cards to collect?
You know what? If the show wasn't ending, I'm kind of surprised they haven't already.
I'm kind of surprised they've done absolutely zero merchandise for OK K.O.
Right?
It seems
I want a little K.O. action figure.
They're too busy.
It seems like the easiest show in the world to make merchandise for, and there's nothing.
They're too busy pumping out all the merchandise for We Bare Bears.
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
The closest thing we're gonna get to POW cards being like a real thing is playing the KO video game where you have to collect POW cards, which
I still need to finish that.
I gotta play that too. It looked really cool.
I might restart it.
It's a fun little game,
but I got it when I was like really busy with a lot of stuff, so I didn't actually get to play that much of it. Maybe I'll restart it.
Yeah, I need to finish it too.
I wanted to rebuy it because they did a combo pack with it and the Steven Universe Save the Light game, and I played that, and that's a fantastic game. And I
haven't played it, but it looks super nice.
If you love like Paper Mario-esque games, you'll love that game. It's really good.
Yeah,
I do enjoy those.
I played the first Steven Universe game like on my phone,
the mobile one, Attack the Light. Yeah, that one's really good too, like as a mobile version of that sort of game.
Right, yeah. So, and the Save the Light looked really interesting, so I would be interested in playing that too.
Yeah, so I would definitely be down to double dip on that combo pack to replay the Save the Light and then also play the OK K.O.
And you get a physical version.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then this episode ends with a Sonic Says segment where it tells you don't sleep through life. And I think it's a lesson we could all learn.
And then he says, and that's no good, just like in the cartoon.
And he also strikes the Alone on a Friday Night pose. Yeah.
They really fit in as much as they could, huh?
Yeah.
There's just so many like little like random references that just have me fucking rolling. It was like, really? That's
yeah,
put that in there.
Like they had a lot of meme references in there too. Like obviously the stuff that's really popular from the YouTube hoops, like the promotions and
right.
There was a bit in there where when Sonic first shows up and K.O. has his like reaction and he stops for a second. He's like, "Oh, it's Tails," and I thought that might have been a reference to that video of the dude who's doing a live reaction to Racist Mario where Knuckles shows up and he goes, "That's Tails." Like, he kind of says it in that way, and I thought that might have been potentially a reference to. You know what? With all the Sonic references that happen in here, a lot of people aren't paying attention to the Mean Girls reference.
I did pick that up. He's like, he doesn't even go here.
Yeah, like that's the one non-Sonic reference in the whole episode, and it was really funny.
I did that.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, yeah, all these Sonic references, they just throw a Mean Girls reference in there. And the thing that really like baffles me is like they have all these like really like sometimes really obscure Sonic references. You know, Sega had to sign off on all of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this episode is just like a love letter to Sonic, and if you're a Sonic fan, even if you don't watch K.O., I think this would be worth a watch. But obviously, if you're a fan of K.O., this is just another one of those good old crossover episodes that the show's known for now, and I think it obviously shows how much Ian or just the crew in general have a love for Sonic, even especially like the old school stuff, which I think all the Sonic stuff was handled really well and really lovingly, so good job, everybody.
Yeah. And even if you don't like OK K.O., even if you don't like Sonic, even if you don't like cartoons, just watch it anyway. What do you got going on in your life that you're so busy you can't spare 11 minutes?
Yeah, there you go. It's only 11 minutes of your life. What else you got to lose?
Yeah, just watch it, stupid.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up tonight?
I think the reference I enjoyed the most, the one I got the biggest kick out of, was in the end battle when it's another OVA Sonic reference when Robo K.O. is sinking in the water and he says, "There is only one little buddy."
Yeah.
And I was like, I get that. I get it.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite bit too. Just any love for the OVA is definitely fine by me.
I think what I liked about a lot of these references was they were great for fans who knew them, but they didn't bog down the episode for anyone who didn't get them.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the little scribble drawing of Knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently that was even a reference, too. I was reading that was a reference to, like, some Sonic... One of the Tyson Heath comics, I think. The Sonic... the Sonic.
Probably.
Well, not just that, but they did that in Sonic Mania, too. I think it's just what Tyson does with Knuckles.
Is he just, like, he's an idiot?
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, he's really gullible, and Sonic's like, you don't say.
Yeah.
Oh, Knuckles, I love you. And you're an idiot.
Knuckles was my favorite character as a kid. I don't know who my favorite Sonic character is now, but as a kid, Knuckles was always my favorite.
Knuckles is still my favorite Sonic character just because I like his design.
Did you guys ever think Knuckles was a girl at any point growing up?
No.
Okay. I did. And I drew a whole comic. Like, my first comic I ever drew as a kid was Sonic and Knuckles fighting, and then they, like, kiss at the end. Because I thought Knuckles, because of the hair, I guess. I thought Knuckles was a girl.
Matt, that's like what half a DeviantArt is filled with right now.
Yeah,
so
but I was ahead of the curve, damn it.
Who hasn't drawn that?
That's my OTP right there.
I've drawn that like 6 times.
So yeah, go watch this episode. It's fun and it's full of dumb Sonic references. So
it's awesome.
Yeah. And those are the best kind of Sonic references.
Yeah,
exactly. Don't take Sonic too seriously. Sonic is dumb.
Sonic is at its worst when they're taking themselves seriously.
Yeah, like, so you guys know when Ken Penders got booted off the comic.
I've never read it, so no, but go on.
Well, you know that he was booted off at some point.
I know that he's a crazy person, apparently.
That's good. That's good knowledge to have.
Yeah.
And his art is awful.
Yeah. But once he got booted off, the comics started making that turn back to more lighthearted fare. Like when Penders was on, it was just like the most
grim dark.
Mind-boggling melodrama. Like totally unfitting. Well, I guess at the time it kind of suited Sonic with like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, kinda, but like even more so like just,
he took it to the extreme.
Yeah, and his obsession with all the echidnas and like
But after that, they started bringing it back into lighthearted adventure comedy action fare, and it was for the best because that really suits Sonic the best.
Yeah.
I like Sonic Colors era Sonic because it's self-aware of how dumb it is.
Yeah.
No, Sonic's okay. It's okay.
He's fine in my book.
Yeah.
The less plot, the better. Like that's why Sonic Mania worked so well, and why Sonic Forces didn't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The objective, all you need to know about Sonic is you gotta go fast.
He's blue,
and he goes fast.
And
now I get it.
It's all becoming so clear.
Now I understand Sonic.
There you go. Sonic history lesson, everybody.
He's blue and fast.
Yeah. He's the fastest thing alive.
And I'm sure after this, it's going to be nothing but highs for Sonic.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
I would like to keep all of my fingers crossed. Just please let Sonic go through a golden era, please.
There's absolutely nothing on the horizon that could possibly tarnish Sonic's reputation.
I don't know. Mania was really good, but then they immediately followed it up with Forces, and I've heard middling things about that.
Yeah, but I'm sure this movie coming up will really do wonders for Sonic.
Yeah. It's going to be awful in the best way.
It's going to be entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here and listening. And now I got a hankering for chili dogs, so I'm maybe do that. So
before we end, can I say one story?
I suppose.
When I was a small child, I knew Sonic loved chili dogs so much, and I was like, I want to be just like Sonic. I want to eat a chili dog. Then I had a chili dog and I hated it. And I remembered, oh yeah, I hate chili. Never mind.
Chili dogs are delicious.
I love them.
Sonic's on the right track, man. Except for that time in Sonic Generations where they somehow put a ribbon on a chili dog and they're like, how the fuck does that work?
You put a ribbon on it's as easy as it sounds, JD. I could do it right now.
It just sounds messy is what it sounds
like. Oh
yeah,
but it's not impossible.
It's a 2-step recipe.
It's chili and ribbon.
I'm very tired. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch y'all next time.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the show. Join our Discord to chat with us, and subscribe to our Patreon for some cool bonuses. Links are in the description. We'll see you next time.